Yerp, it's Perp back with another video. I just got done watching Legion of Superheroes. This is the brand new animated DC movie to come out. It's not out now. It comes out like Tuesday, I think, but I got to watch it early. Don't ask how. You should already know. But that aside, I'm not going to spoil anything major in this story for people that want to check this out on release date. Just want to kind of give you my quick thoughts and just what this whole story is about and why I think, I was kind of on the fence about a lot of this new direction the DC animated movies were going, new art style. I really liked Man of Tomorrow, but after that, I really kind of checked out. Didn't watch Long Halloween yet. I'm getting around to it. But this is a movie that you must watch because this is going to tie into the bigger picture that they're trying to do, leading up to a big event. And yeah, this is mainly focusing on Supergirl's character, a different type of origin story for her character. Because usually whenever we get a Supergirl story, she is already on Earth or is already kind of doing her thing before Clark. But in this case, she comes a little bit after Clark. You know what I'm saying? When we open up the movie, we pretty much kind of get the same old, escape from Krypton and you got to do this, you got to do that. I kind of like that because it's a different perspective. Because we're so used to seeing Clark's perspective, we rarely ever see Supergirl's perspective. And then it jumps after the credits to current Earth. And she's only been on Earth for a few months. She has a relationship with Clark. Not like that though. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying as far as they were close when they were on Krypton, which is interesting. And she's just having a hard time trying to figure things out and fit in. She is very homesick, you know what I'm saying? Where Clark has already gotten himself comfortable. He's lived pretty much a whole life on Earth. And she comes across Solomon Grundy, and Solomon Grundy has a interesting weapon in his hand, and these two end up fighting. And then Supergirl ends up getting kind of beat. She has to get saved by Superman and Batman, which was really dope. That was really dope. That's the only real big spoiler I'll really give you, that you will see Batman and Superman and some other characters as well. But what ends up happening is, Clark. Yeah, Batman. But before we get to that, Batman does some funny shit because Batman does not trust Kara at all. You know what I'm saying? You already know Batman has trust issues, so he's doing his Batman thing throughout this whole entire movie. Then Clark and Kara end up kind of having this cousin to cousin moment where he's trying to just figure her out and just let her know, it's gonna take some time to get used to. And then he ends up pulling out this little device that it's like a time bubble that came with the ships that was explained in the movie. And he's able to hop into the 31st century, which is pretty crazy. And it's just this is where we get introduced to the Legion of Superheroes, where they're literally just a ton of just futuristic heroes, some that are descendants of other heroes. But the one thing that I found funny about this movie is the naming scheme doesn't get any better, in the 31st century. It gets more generic. And some of the names that you get with these characters, falling arms falling off boy and shit like that was hilarious. And you got this girl that can make copies of herself. A lot of interesting characters, not a lot. They're still the side characters because it's really about Supergirl. And Clark says here, this is not really like Krypton, but maybe being here and working on your powers and working on just being around other people, other heroes might help you. to, get comfortable here. Just give people a try, he says. So then Clark goes off to do what he does. Like I said, Batman's kind of like investigating like where did this gun come from, and there's these weird characters called the Dark Circle that are pretty much like the antagonist in this story. But what's interesting, once Kara gets here, you get this introduction to this Homelander-esque type of character. Well, he's kind of like more of a Superman knockoff, Mon-El. It's interesting in that case. And we also get introduced to Brainiac 5. And I'm not going to spoil nothing about Brainiac 5, but his character is very interesting. And I like how they bring in that whole rivalry between like Superman and Brainiac. And I definitely need to go back and rewatch one of the Justice League movies. I think it was World War II, because that's the movie. Those two movies, well, that movie and this movie are kind of connected. Not kind of, but they are connected. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this movie, all the little twists and turns that it took. The action was really dope. There's this one character that was named Timberwolf. He's a part of the Legion. And also, that's another thing that's interesting about this, that they have this whole mystery thing kind of going on. Like, where are these, it's like their Trinity in the 31st century. They're like missing, or they just can't communicate with the other people in the Legion because something is really odd that's going on behind the scenes that nobody can really pick up on until towards the end of the movie. But yeah, it's a really fascinating movie. They had this character named Timberwolf. I wanted to get to that point where he almost felt like a cross between Wolverine and like Sabretooth. That was really dope. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think there's a lot to like about this. This makes me more invested in these newer animated movies now that we can kind of get a grasp of where they're going to go with this. And also stay tuned to after the credits, because they do have a post-credit scene which is really interesting, and I can only suspect one direction where this is going to go, or where this is all going to lead up to. But yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on Legion of Superheroes. You should definitely go watch this. If you have watched it, let me know your thoughts. Who are some of your favorite fights? I like the fight between Supergirl and Brainiac 5. That was really dope, but there were some really dope fights towards the end, and the animation was really on point. They really went crazy. Yeah, man, I'm on this DC high. Shouts to, James Gunn for also announcing that slate, and then this drops, and it's just a perfect storm. But yeah, definitely go check this out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, I'm out.